Hello, welcome back, guys. Did you miss me? You missed me. I know you did. So, I was talking to my geometry class, and I realized I don't know if y'all like hearing my random anecdotes or stories, but I don't care, and so I'm giving them to you because in my brain, everyone loves my stories. That's why I am everyone's favorite teacher, because I have great stories and share these wonderful anecdotes. Anyways, so uh, my wife is currently binge watching shows, as you do in a quarantine, and she's trying to find a new show. So I was like, hey, I've heard this show called The Wire is really good, but it's a little like M rated. Like, don't watch it. Like, you guys. But it's got like Idris Elba and some good people. I've heard it's a really good show, and there's 5 seasons, and it's all free on Amazon Prime. She's like, oh, okay. So she starts watching it, and I'm making videos, and I see my son walk by, go into the bedroom, and then I'm listening, and I still hear gunshots and things, and I go in there. I'm like, hey, is he watching The Wire with you? She's like, yeah, but I cover his face whenever there's something bad happening. And so I judge her, judging her parenting. It's okay though. A few minutes later, she kicked him out, and she said, yeah, no, he can't watch this show. But anyways, The Wire, binge watching in quarantine, good. Don't binge watch The Wire unless you're an adult. You guys should binge watch Tiger King. Tiger King's hilarious and amazing. Or Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is really good too. All right, that's 2 minutes of me rambling about not math. Okay, let's do this. So this week, you guys have a test and a review on all the tests. So what I'm going to do is I actually have the test open. I'm going to go through the test and do probably 3 videos, one for each section. Just kind of go over the highlights of the stuff you need to know. So if you're studying for the test, make sure you know everything I go over here. Okay? Good. All right. So the first thing in this section is the unit circle stuff. Okay? I'm only going to draw one. Well, I'll draw the 3 triangle. I don't know how to do this. Let's see. Let's draw the unit circle, right? The main quadrant we're concerned about is this one quadrant, quadrant 1. There's 3 circles. We have our 3 angles, right? We have our 45-degree angle, which is radical 2 over 2 and radical 2 over 2. Right? That's our 45-degree angle. We have our, what's that? That's 30-degree angle, which is the long side is the x, so radical 3 over 2, comma 1/2. Zoom in a little. Hopefully that's better. Let's focus again. Okay, and then let's do green, and then we have our 60-degree angle. Okay, and that 60-degree angle is these just reversed, so it's 1/2 radical 3 over 2. Okay, and then we have our zeros and our 90s. So like right here, this is 1, 0, and this is 0, 1. Okay, but these are all the numbers you need to know for the unit circle. So it seems like a lot, but really you have 0, 1, 1/2, radical 3 over 2, radical 2 over 2. That's 5 numbers. And really only 3 that are all hard to remember. Okay? So you just need to know these 5 numbers. And then through the other quadrants, it's these same numbers. They just signs get flipped. So like over here, your x values are negative. Over here, both of them are negative. Over here, just your y values are negative. That's it. Okay? And then that goes into our, with that, you want to remember this acronym, 6. Sine is y, cosine is x. There is tangent too. Tangent is sine over cosine, right, which is y over x. So y over x. Don't worry too much about tangent. I'm going to be honest. It's not super heavy on the test. These are the ones you need to know. You need to know how to find your sine and cosines for anything on this circle. Okay, so let's do a couple of these just as examples. So let's say we wanted to figure out and I'm going to start in degrees and then I'll move into radians. So that's another thing you got to know, radians versus degrees. Okay, so let's say we want to figure out, well, what is the sine of 30 degrees? Okay, so sine of 30 degrees. So sine is my y value, okay? So then if I'm using my unit circle, I'm going to find 30 degrees, right? It's one of these two numbers. It's the y value. So sine of 30 degrees equals 1/2. And I'm done. That's all there is to it. Okay, and that's where the unit circle is really helpful. You're doing this test at home, so have a unit circle, okay? Like, don't feel bad. Like, use it. Okay, let's try different. Let's say cosine of 45. Cosine of 45. So cosine is my x value. I'm going to find 45. 45 is in red. Hey, look, they're both radical 2 over 2. Radical 2 over 2. Okay. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Let's do a little more difficult of one. Let's say sine of 270. But wait, it's not on here. Well, let's figure it out. You guys can do this. You're in Algebra 2. So this is 90 degrees. This is 180 degrees, right? 90 plus 90 is 180, plus 90 again is 270. So this is 270. Sine is my y value. What's the y value right here? It's going to be 0, -1. So sine of 270 is equal to -1. Okay? All right. One more hard degree one. Let's do 210. Okay? Say we want to do, let's do cosine of 210. Okay? Cosine of 210. So again, we're past 90. It's not here. Okay? It's past 180, right? So 210 is in this quadrant. So I'm just going to draw a line like this. Okay? So we know that this is 210 degrees. All right? In order for us to do this, to figure out which of these exact values it is, if you don't have a unit circle, if you just say have these numbers memorized, that's fine. So again, 210. So this is 180. So how much did it go past 180? I'm going to say 210 minus 180. That's going to give me 30 degrees, which tells me my reference angle. So this is going to be the same as this. Well, kind of. Okay, so I said cosine. Well, cosine is my x value. So my x value is radical 3 over 2. But it's on this side, so it is negative radical 3 over 2. That's the unit circle. Okay? All right. We're doing 8 minutes. Okay, let's do some of this stuff, but with radians. All right, so first I want to show you how to convert radians into degrees. You should remember this from last year, but just in case you didn't. You know, let's move it. Let's do it right here. I got this room over here. Okay, so say we have 60 degrees. All right, I want to convert that into radians. So remember, when you're converting stuff to radians or degrees, the secret key is pi and 180. Okay, you just got to remember which one goes on top. So degrees, that's the normal thing we start with. For me, the way I think of it, the normal thing is you want pi. So degrees does not have pi, it wants pi. And so we have to put pi on the top and 180 on the bottom. Okay, the reason we do that is because radians always have pi and degrees don't. So degree wants that pi. So 60 times pi is going to give me 60 pi, right? So pi is on the other end, for sure. I can reduce this fraction. I know that I can divide 60 by 60, which gives me 1. I can divide 180 by 60, which gives me 3. So now I have 1 pi over 3, right? So the trick to remember is pi over 3 is the same thing as 60 degrees. So this line right here would be pi over 3, right? I'm going to post a unit circle, but you want to have a unit circle that has radians and degrees. It just makes your life easier, okay? You just need to know how to read the unit circle. All right, let's go on to a little more complicated. Oh, let's turn radians into degrees. So say you want to turn radians into degrees. Let's do a different one. Let's do like 7 pi over 4. Okay, I want to do 7 pi over 4. Well, radians want to get rid of their pi, right? So to get rid of the pi, we want to have it in degrees. Degrees don't eat pi. Degrees are like the whatever. They've done their CrossFit, got rid of their pi. Okay, so that means I want to have 180 over pi because I want the pi to go away. Pi's go away. Now I could say, what is 4 and 180 divided by 4? Well, 180 divided by 4 is 180 divided by 2 is 90 divided by 2 again is 45. 45. All right, so I have 7 times 45, which I don't know what that is off the top of my head. Alexa, what is 7 times 45? Yes, I just asked Alexa. She's going to tell me. Maybe. 315. Look at that. 315. So that's 315 degrees. Where would 315 degrees be on here? It'd be right here. Here's another tip. If it ever ends in a 5, it's a 45 degree. Okay, so that means it's going to be right here. Your numbers are going to be radical 2 over 2, radical 2 over 2. So if they asked for the sign, the y value, it'd be negative because it's negative down here. If it's cosine, that's still positive, so it'd be positive. And you're done. Okay? Depending how comfortable you are with radians, if you're going to pre-calc, you'll get comfortable with radians. I think they're easier, but that's because my brain likes fractions because I'm a crazy person. So you can either use the unit circle with radians, or you can convert degrees and then use the unit circle with degrees. That's it. Let me scroll through this real fast. I believe that, I guess I should do a tangent. Yeah, let's do a tangent. That's all. We're almost done with the first section. Let's do a tangent real quick. Let's do an easy one. Watch this. We want to know what is the tangent. I got to zoom out a little so you can see because I want to keep the unit circle on the board picture. Okay, let's say what is the tangent of 45 degrees? Okay, well, tangent is y over x. Okay, so I'm going to look at 45 degrees. So radical 2 over 2 divided by radical 2 over 2. What is any number divided by itself, even if it's a fraction? This goes away, and you get 1. Here's a trick. Tangent of any number, tangent of 45, any of these 45s is going to be either 1 or negative 1 because it's always radical 2, 2, radical 2, 2. Okay, so this quadrant and this quadrant are going to be positive 1. This quadrant and this quadrant will be negative 1 because in this quadrant both are positive. They're both negative. Positive divided by positive, positive. Negative and negative, positive. Over here, you have 1 positive, 1 negative on both of those. So they give you a negative 1. That's it. Okay? And I suggest you get one of these that has the tangent values or get a separate one with tangent, but I don't think you need any of them other than these, the 45s. Hint, hint. So make sure you know how to figure out what the tangent of the 45s are. Okay, that's it for this section. Done with the video. Number 2 is coming soon. All right, peace.